You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Well, hello there. How y'all doing? This is Darrell Paige, South Coast Kane, and I'm doing another recorded video. I was gonna go live. It's Saturday night, the 1st of February. That's right. We're already into February. So happy February to everybody. But yeah, I wanted to do a live tonight. I wanted to get together with everybody. But unfortunately, the CEO's grandmother, she passed away earlier this week. So we had the services today. So yeah, had that to take care of, went through that. So kind of put a stifle on things, but it's not a bad thing. It's I'm just telling you what happened. I'm not saying, whatever. But anyway, this is going to be probably a different video format or process or procedure, if you will. Got a couple of things to discuss, got a couple of thoughts on my mind. And some of them pertain to Miami Hurricanes football. But anyway, the last time y'all saw me, the last time we got together, it was during the Snowmageddon a couple weeks ago. Ended up getting about 6 inches of snow here inside where I am in South Louisiana, and that is friggin' unbelievable. The last time I was with y'all, I was showing y'all the stuff going down, but man, look, a couple of hours after that, snow was covered everything. It was crazy. But anyway, something I've been wanting to do, and I don't know why I haven't got to it, but I want to share something with y'all. Completely not Miami related. So, me, South Coast Kane, I'm more than just Miami Hurricanes football, okay? But I wanted to share with y'all this book. See if I can get this in here. Get your finger out the way. There we go. I don't want to get the glare, but it's The Gifted Stranger by Mr. Darrell R. Horn. Lovely story. You can pick that book up on the Amazon. You can get the paperback like I did, or I believe it's for Kindle. I'm not sure, but it's there. And I'm not going to tell you about what happened in the story. You've got to read it for yourself. You need to go pick it up. I think it's like $20. Do yourself a favor, pick it up, read it. Nice little short story. But I will say it involves a young man named Edgar. All right. His father, John Peters, and the asshole Sheriff Pruitt. That's all I'm going to say. But yes, The Gifted Stranger by Mr. Darrell R. Horn. I started reading it and read the whole thing. Excellent story. Excellent plot. Couldn't put it down. Very good writing. I thought, hey, I give it 2 thumbs up. I give it 5 stars. I thought it was an excellent story. Well written, very well written. Second, we'll keep this ball rolling. Porter City by the same author. Porter City, The Rebirth. Same author, Mr. Darrell R. Horn. And again, another excellent story. It centers around Porter City, okay, and the brothers Amir and Ramses. I hope I said that correctly. But anyway, when I was reading that story, I couldn't help but think that, one, I would love to know, how Porter City was, how it, what happened to kind of like Porter City, the beginning. And, then when you read The Rebirth, you'll understand where I'm getting at. Again, you can get that on the Amazon. I believe it's about $20 also. Excellent story. I kind of like to see the Porter City saga ensue. But yes, I've been wanting to talk about those two books. I purchased them months ago, read them, months ago, and both books, excellent stories. Big shout out to Mr. Darrell Horn. Sorry about that. I was like, damn, this is good stuff. So there was some information to get in touch with Mr. Darrell Horn, but I don't know. I mean, the books are they're a few years old. But anyway, that's not the point. I think they were like 5 or 6 years old, if that, but still, that's not the point. So do yourself a favor, go to the Amazon and look up Porter City and The Gifted Stranger. Do that. And you'll enjoy it. And the one thing about the Porter City, it kind of, the state of Miami Hurricanes football right now kind of reminds me of the state of Porter City in the Rebirth book. I'm gonna leave it at that because I want you to go support this author. Go buy the books, read the stories, do your thing. And maybe one of these days I'll be able to talk to that guy and find out exactly, the inner workings behind those stories. Was it something that was part of a life experience? What led that young man to write these stories? And what did this young man, I say young man because, I'm usually older than everybody else, but this gentleman, Mr. Horn, did he study some of this, study literature in school, or he just got out there and just started writing? I don't know, but I'd love to have a conversation with the man, just kind of tell him, hey, first off, I enjoyed it. I appreciate it for what it's worth. But, I'd also like for Mr. Horn to just kind of give his story and give us an update on if he's going to do any more writing, which I personally would encourage. But yeah, I'm 10 minutes into this video and I've been doing my book club. But hey, it is what it is. I really don't care. I'm going to do what I got to do. And I've been wanting to share that with y'all. And with football season being over, and I mean, that's no excuse, but yeah, The Gifted Stranger and Porter City, The Rebirth. You can get those on the Amazon. Spend the money. You're going to enjoy it. Give this author some support. Next thing, right now, today, things seem to be pretty crazy in the world, at least here in our country. You hear all this noise, this, that, and the other. But, everybody gets upset. Everybody wants to complain about what's wrong with the world today, what's wrong with the country today. But yet, nobody wants to spend the same energy and effort on what can you do, what can I do to make life better. And I guess my only advice is just do what you can do. Do what you can control, what you can control. And that could be just as simple as when you go to your local, store, shop, grocer, whatever. When you see somebody, say, hello, how are you today? How is your day going? And if you say, hey, how you doing? They say, hey, I'm doing good. Tell them, hey, I'm glad to hear that. And if they ask you, well, how are you doing? Oh, I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. And, I call that the old South Coast Cane Challenge, that if you're out and about in life and out there in the public and you see somebody, smile at them and just genuinely ask, how are you today? And you would be surprised how many people will put a smile on their face because you asked how they were doing. Because a lot of folks today feel like nobody really cares how they doing. Or people today feel like, people have predetermined ideas on how they're doing. But come on, we're all people. Okay? We all come in different wrappers. All right? We all have different candy coatings, but inside we all have the same thing. We're just people. We're just humans. We're just trying to pay the rent, pay the Netflix bill, keep the hot water flowing when you take a bath, because nobody likes a cold shower or a cold bath. But if you do, that's cool too. Go jump in the creek, as they say. But anyway, yeah. And on a personal note, I venture into all the social medias. I try to stay abreast of all type of things, but there's a lot of negativity out there, and a lot of things that you really can't control, i.e., the political atmosphere. I mean, yeah, you can vote, but I know a lot of people like to just let off steam. They like to just want to be heard. But again, if we're going to make life better, if we're going to make things good, let's just do it one person at a time and just say hello. Smile, say how you doing. Just start a conversation, a random conversation in the store with somebody. I love doing that. I love like I'll go to the Walmart or something and I'll be like, see somebody, just say hello, how you doing? Or just treat people like people, treat people like you would like to have them treat you. That's all. Okay. Yeah, I told you this is going to be different. I told you it was going to be different. So, to the Miami portion of the program, the book club and the Dr. Phil segment are over. But like I said, I've had the conviction to share the books with y'all and the author, Mr. Horn. And I've really had the conviction about sharing, the tribulations and turmoil in the world. But as far as Miami goes, so the other day over on Utah, baby, they had Nevin Shapiro as an, on screen guest, on show guest. And this, my opinions are in no way an indictment on Mr. Devin and Mr. Larry Frank. No, this is not, this has nothing to do with them. Has nothing to do with their decision to have him on. This is not, they did what they did. This is not a knock on them, but when it comes to Nevin, give you my personal opinion. So, I'm over 1,000 miles away from, ground zero when it came to Nevin and all the stuff he did. And I remember when Nevin first came on that Momentum podcast. All right. And, I'm like, okay, I give somebody a fair shake. Two sides to every story. Let's hear what old dude has to say. Open mind. Let's hear what he has to say. So, I listened to that Momentum podcast. I think there was like part 1 and part 2. So I listened to it or I watched it or whatever. And I had some thoughts. I'm like, you know what? This dude, he's a smooth operator. Everything was somebody else's fault, and he was innocent. He was framed, other people, he took the fall for everybody else, and, he thought, hey, he's giving all this money. The university took the money. So apparently, again, he felt he didn't, they were taking the money. So he kept on going, even though when was he going to figure out, hey, I shouldn't be doing this to begin with. But anyway, so I thought, I was like, okay. I started formulating opinions and thoughts, and I'm like, this dude's slick. He is slick. And then, that Momentum podcast was probably, I don't know, what was it, like 6 months ago, if that. Well, let's fast forward to a few weeks ago where Utah had Nevin on, and I saw it, and I'm like, okay, again, open-minded. Let's hear what he has to say. Let's give a man a fair shake. Okay, maybe this will be different. Maybe this interview on the Utah, maybe be different. Okay, I don't know. I'm not going to go into this with predetermined prejudice ideas. Okay. So I sat there and I was listening, and strike one was when he, he's very confident. He's very confident in his knowledge of Miami Hurricane football history. And that's cool. I am not one to judge. I'm not one to criticize or critique anybody on Miami history because, I'm not that good at it. So the first thing that threw a red flag was when he was talking about, when he was younger, and we're about the same age. And he was talking about they moved from New York, New Jersey down to Miami when, late 70s. And he was talking about the game with Jim Kelly, where Miami went to Happy Valley, beat Penn State. And he said that was in 78. Hold up. Wait a minute. Something don't taste right in this Big Mac. I'm like, dude, that's 79, bruh. If this game was, because that was, to me, that was the game that got me interested in Miami. I was like 10 years old. It happened to come on TV. And boom. Why do I keep hitting my microphone? Sorry about that. And that's what kind of got my interest sparked in Miami Hurricane football. And for him to act like this was, or excuse me, not act like, poor choice of words, but for him to come out and say this was a very influential game for him in his life, and to get the year wrong, come on now, and then not correct himself. But anyway, as the interview continued, it was like the Momentum podcast all over again. He was very, very confident. One thing I did notice was his pattern, his technique, his MO, if you will. He started talking about Miami history. He was talking about the good old days and talking about the players and how good they were. And what he was doing was he was getting people. And I'm no psychiatrist, I'm no psychologist, but I've been around some bullshitters. I've been around some narcissistic people. Okay. I have experienced it. And the first thing they want to do is get the group, get the gathering on their side. Okay. And that's what I found that he was doing. Again, I am in no position to psychoanalyze. I am no expert. I'm just giving you my opinion, And again, it worked. Okay. It worked. He got the people on his side. And everybody was, yeah. You right. Yeah, you right, Nevin. And I'm sitting there thinking, come on, don't do this, people. Come on. Y'all are smarter than this. He's playing you like a fool. But I didn't. I sat in the back row, trying to be open-minded, trying to not have any predetermined thoughts or theories or ideas. I just wanted to hear the man give his side. Well, like I said, the first thing, he got everybody on his side. Okay. And then when it came to the Ponzi scheme, scamming people out of tens of millions of dollars. Well, his thing was, these people had hundreds of millions of dollars. So it wasn't like they lost a lot. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my gosh, did he just say what I think he said? So basically, if you con $5 million from somebody who has $100 million, it's okay. It's only bad when you con 100 millionaire out of, say, $60 million. I'm like, good Lord. And then what about the people that didn't have $100 million? What about these people who are making, say, $150,000 a year, and they give this man $60,000 to invest? Okay. And then of course, Mr. Shapiro talks about how, he was the fall guy. Everybody else was guilty, not him. He was punished for it. But again, he knew of it. He was part of it. But it was everybody else's fault, not his. You know, and the money he gave to Miami, knowing that was against the rules, but you did it anyway because he says, hey, the administration took the money. Again, two wrongs don't make a right. Yes, shame on the administration for taking the money. Shame on the administration at Miami for not investigating where this money was coming from. But shame on you for initiating it and giving them the money. You know, for somebody who sat there 10 minutes or 15 minutes prior in the interview, talking about how you love Miami and you're a true fan and stuff, but yet you're going to do stuff to jeopardize. Come on, man, really? You know, it's kind of like, you know, I'm going to call Shad out. Let me call Shad out. Let's say Shad, say 10 years in the future, maybe 15, and baby Shad's grown up to a nice, wonderful adult or, high school student, and very talented in, I don't know, track and field. Okay, let's say baby Shad can run the 100-meter dash in, like, I don't know, record setting, close to record setting time. So Shad starts giving baby Shad these enhancements to make her go faster. I mean, you see where I'm getting at? You sit there and say that you love this, you want this kid to do good. You love the kid, but yet you're going to encourage the cheating. I don't get it. But you're going to turn around and blame everybody else. You're going to blame the store for selling it to you, But anyway, I digress. So I guess in summation, after watching the two interviews on two different podcasts, Momentum and the Utah, and again, I am not being negative towards Mr. Devin and Mr. Frank. I am not saying, I am not judging them on their choice of, guest. No, no, this has nothing to do with them. It's all on Nevin. One thing that strikes me is, from what I've seen, and until I'm proven wrong, Mr. Shapiro is a con man. He's a narcissist, and he has to have control. I don't know. I don't know what kind of upbringing he had. I don't know. I'm not judging that. I'm not commenting on that. I'm not saying it was good, bad, or either way. I'm just saying I don't know. But I don't know what happened in the young man's life that got him into that mindset of having to be in control, having to be, it's almost like the kid growing up who was never picked for the kickball team, never picked for the baseball team or the football team in the neighborhood, grows up, and then he owns, through whatever means of getting the money, he owns the kickball team. He owns the basketball team. And through his traumatic childhood, because he wasn't good enough and wasn't able to get good enough, he figured, hey, he'll change the rules to benefit him and his whatever. So I found that he is a very narcissistic, manipulating, deflecting individual. And the reason why I say that is, I don't know where he got his money from to do the Ponzi stuff. I don't know if he was, if his family was well-to-do. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I don't care. But the fact of the matter is, he got busted as part of a Ponzi scheme. Okay. And of course, as he was getting all this money coming in, he decided, hey, I want to be the big man. I want to be the man with University of Miami Athletics. Control. Narcissistic. Knowing that it was wrong, but still kept doing it. And then sat there and proceeded to tell everybody on these interviews how in the way he was talking, he was doing the right thing. But he loved this university. But what he was doing was jeopardizing what he loved. I don't get it. It's like driving 180 miles an hour with your loved one, your family, your kids, wife, husband, whoever. Just driving erratically on the interstate during rush hour. And then let's not forget, he was convicted and sent to federal prison. Then he decides he wants to let he's sitting in the jail cell, probably desperate, not in control. All right. Then he wants to contact Yahoo Sports and start spilling the beans on the University of Miami. Remember the university, the team that he loved. Okay. Again, wasn't his fault. He was set up. And he says he has documents, he has evidence, everything's going to come out. He said that in the Momentum podcast. Where is it at? If it was me personally, if I was wrongly convicted or if I was set up or dude, as soon as I got out, as soon as I get that first step or two out the prison cell, I'm getting after it. And again, I don't know exactly how or but still I'd be doing whatever, but he's been out for, I think he's been out the prison cell for what? Almost a year, I guess. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is, I really don't foresee anything happening. What I foresee happening is Nevin is going to get knee deep. Well, maybe not knee deep to him, but he's going to get deep into this NIL. Okay. He got to keep some of his money. And he's going to do what he's got to do to be in control. And personally, this is just my opinion based on what I have heard out the man's mouth on his two podcast, his two show interviews, Momentum and Utah. This man is going to be dangerous for Miami. Just my opinion. It's nothing personal against Nevin. It's not personal against any. I'm just giving you my opinion. This man is going to be dangerous for Miami. Because, again, from what I've seen, and I'm no expert, I don't proclaim to be an expert, but I've seen this behavior before. He wants to be in control, doesn't want to take any of the responsibility because it's everybody else's fault. Knows what he's doing is wrong because it satisfies his own inner self. But it's everybody else's fault. But if you pay attention again, he starts out by getting everybody on his side. He finds something that'll get everybody happy. Okay. But I guess in a nutshell, I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. I did my best to give the man a fair shake. I did my best to be open-minded, to go in to listen, to take time out of my life to listen to this dude. Okay. But, it'd have been different if Nevin would have came out and said, you know what? Yeah, I screwed up. I got greedy. I made a dumb mistake with the Ponzi scheme. Okay. I could have said no, but I didn't. Okay. And then when it came to the money he was contributing and all the stuff that he was doing vis-a-vis Miami football and their players, he could have said, I was just, I made a bad mistake. I was wrong. I learned from it. I grew from it. But no, he did not. He was proud of what he did. Okay. And he felt like he did no wrong. Everybody else did wrong against him. Okay. But again, that's just my opinion. Nothing I can do about it, but sit here and give my opinion. Okay. Take that for what it's worth. Just my opinion. Next, I saw where Israel, half of bottom of the map was on, excuse me. He uploaded a video yesterday, I believe it was. And I did get a notification. I'm gonna get to the notification situation in a second, but I saw it was so good to see. Excuse me. It was good to see Israel again. Ike wasn't on there, but Israel was. It was good, and I know it's the off season. Everybody's talking about the new defensive coordinator. Miami just got a new defensive backs coach. Of course, all the transfer portal folks coming in and all this and that. And from what I gathered, first off, Israel, if you're watching this and you've made it this far, or if anybody's made it this far, I appreciate the kind words as always, sir. I really do appreciate it. But Israel was basically talking about, the hype train and the hype and all that. And he was kind of split, part of him really didn't care, but part of him was really excited. And, he was talking about some other things, but, in response to that, because, I can't, when I want to give a response to a video or whatever, I can't just, confine it to a comment in the comment section. I got to go big. I got to do this. So, it almost felt like Mr. Israel was trying to validate what he was feeling, which I don't think he had to, but there's nothing wrong with that in my opinion. If you are excited, that's fine. I'm always excited because, man, look, the schedule come out and we may discuss that. I've already tried to figure out where I'm going to stay at in Dallas on the 1st of November. I'm trying to figure out, okay, am I going to do like a live remote? I'm thinking, okay, when I go for the SMU game, who am I going to see? What am I going to do? I'm hyped about that game. I'm always hyped about Miami football. Oh, and that's why sometimes we get a little snooty and snotty and get a little critical about it. But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I believe the new additions seem to look like we'll see what happens, but I think they'll make some differences. I don't know. But again, the noise, the outside noise, the CCC, the ones who are proclaiming eliteness, the ones who are, talking about this guy did this here and this guy did this here and they did that. Okay, cool. I said this the other day on one of my patio perspectives. I think it was the dictator and the evaluator talking about the playing field. Okay, Carson Beck. Okay, cool. The young man did pretty good at Georgia. Okay, that's fine. That's great. I am not taking anything away from that young man. I'm just saying, let's see what happens at Miami. I believe the smooth operator of YouTube, Mr. Darrell Paige, even talked about it. He wants to see what happens at Miami, and that's all I'm saying. Again, I am not trying to ridicule or judge or diminish or criticize any of the young men coming in or the coaches coming in. I'm just kind of like, okay, we got a replacement. Let's just see what happens. Spring game will be coming up in a few months. Again, spring game, an excellent opportunity just to see some semblance of organization in a game time situation. Again, it's spring game. Okay. It's not game situations, but it's a simulated game. It's spring. Kind of give an idea where, what things are looking at. But once we get into the season and that opening kickoff against Notre Dame on Sunday night, August 31st, yes, we will be having a pregame show. We will be having a postgame show. We're going to get back in the saddle. But, once we get to that Notre Dame game, then, we'll see. As a Miami fan, I'm really, all this enthusiasm about it. I mean, I'm glad to see it, all the criticism and skepticism about it. I'm glad to see it, and I said it the other day, with the CCC and all that. If they want to sit there and say what they want to say, you know what? I'm not going to say waste my time. I'm not going to spend my time trying to debate or, whatever, what they're saying. That's just me. I'm not, for those who want to, sit there and go after everything that the CCC says in regards to transfers and new coaches and new hires, that's fine. That's cool. Do your thing, baby. Do it. I just choose to, I'm not going to utilize my time doing that, but I tell you what, come kickoff, opening game, kickoff. Oh, it's on then, buddy. It's on then. I'll be like, hey, remember y'all said back in January that this person was elite. You said back then that this coach was going to do whatever. You said, and on the flip side, if things work out, I'll say, hey, they said he was going to be this way and he was. So, hats off. But, but yeah, hopefully things happen. I really enjoyed the new episode from the bottom of the map with Israel. It was good to see him again. Um, and I'm looking forward to whatever he and Ike are going to come out with. It's real hard right now. No Diddy with the off season because everybody's saying the same thing, and that's one reason why I really haven't done much is because if we're going to come together and talk about something, I'd like for it to be something that nobody else is talking. I mean, if you got 30 other people talking about the transfers and going through and analyzing and critiquing every person that comes in and stuff, and I believe Shad did that. And this is no knock on Shad. I'm not knocking on you, buddy, but that's just not my cup of tea. I really enjoyed watching Shad's video where he went through all the PFF rankings or something like that of all the incoming transfers and stuff. I thought it was pretty cool. Kind of gives you a little perspective. But me, that's let's see what's on the field and we go from there. But anyway, speaking of Shad. And I was talking about the notification earlier. So I found out, the other day I was talking about how I have not received any notifications from Shad and how the CCC is on us and all this stuff. Well, again, it was a few hours before the service today for the CEO's grandmother. And I saw where I don't know what I was doing. I ended up going to the YouTube and saw my subscription, saw where Shad had uploaded a video this morning. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. What's going on? This is like the third or fourth video that he's uploaded or whatever. And I have not received anything. I received it from the bottom of the map, but I didn't receive anything about Shad. So I start looking. So you have the little notification bell. So I click it. And for some reason, you have the options of all notifications, personalized, whatever. And for some reason, my notification setting was at personalized. I didn't do that. If I want the notifications, I always select all of them. Because if it's personalized, well, then I may miss something that's not personalized. Because not everything, I'm not one of those where everything has to revolve around me. No, I'm just saying I want all of them. So I saw where the notification settings for Shad's channel was on personalized. So I said, no, I'm gonna put this on all. So hopefully that gets me back into the notification game. So I don't know how that got changed, but for some reason it was not set to all notifications. So, but anyway, so yeah, the last thing I'll talk about, like I said, is Shad. He had his video. He was talking about the one thing that really stuck out, that really got me thinking in his video, was talking about how the defensive backs coach basically does what the defensive coordinator wants him to do. In other words, if the defense, well, I hope I get this right, but it was something along the lines of like if the defensive backs are playing a little handsy or face guard or whatever, that, that's what the defensive coordinator wants the defensive backs coach to coach. And I mean, it's a very valid point, very valid point. Now, my opinion on that is, if I was to put a comment, I would have, I mean, if that's how the defensive coordinator does it, okay, fine. But again, we don't know. I don't know. I don't have somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody like Mr. Darrell Paige has to get into the spring game, but I don't know. All I would hope that the defensive coordinator is not a micromanager. I would kind of hope that the defensive coordinator would have the assistant coaches under him. He can give them direction. Okay, here's how our defense here's how we're going to run our defense. And when it comes to defensive backs, do what you got to do in order for that to conform to our grand defensive scheme. And, I don't know. I don't know what goes on behind closed doors. I don't know what Guidry was telling Rolf or whoever, or Chevis or whoever it was. It's late. I'm sorry. But, it's kind of one of those things where, all right, if the defensive coordinator is the end all be all, he's going to make the call on the defense and how every position group is going to play. Okay, cool. No problem. But, I would kind of hope that the defensive coordinator would have his assistants and say, all right, look, this coming year, we're going to basically run this type of defense where, we're going to do this type of pressure concentrate on this type of coverage package in the backfield and go from there. So you do your thing, make sure it all comes together. I mean, I don't know, but it kind of got me thinking, he is kind of right, but and I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm not trying to debate Shad on, I'm just saying, I thought it was pretty cool. I just figured, it's kind of like, I think Shad was using the supervisor foreman type scenario and analogy, but it's kind of like you have your regional manager, then it goes down to district manager, and then to city manager, store manager, whatever. But it was pretty good stuff. And apparently Shad's trying to get a new hairstyle, trying to put a little wave in his head. I always wanted an S curl in my hair. I thought S curls were so freaking cool, man. But anyway, he had the turban on. But other than that, and to help Shad out at the end of his video, he was looking for some electrical engineer and or mechanical engineer help. Unfortunately, I am not either, so I can't really come out and help. But if I don't know what Shad's got going on. Again, none of my business, but if you need some help or anything, you got questions about something, I'll be, if I can answer, I'll be happy to try to answer, or try to see who I can talk to and find out, hey, I got a good friend of mine that's got this situation. So, yeah, Shad, I don't know if, hell, I've been talking for almost an hour. So if anybody is left listening to this, and if Shad is, still listening to this, dude, I don't know what your situation is. First and foremost, I hope everything is okay. I hope the wife and kid are not in any jeopardy. Hopefully the roof isn't falling down. I don't know. Or Shad's probably got some type of project he wants to do. Shad got something big going on. He wants to do something. He's going to be like Tim the Tool Man, But no, in all seriousness, though, if anybody who has not seen Shad, and God forbid if you have not heard of Shad, shame on you. Go check him out, Shad 1419. Check him out. But yeah, Shad, if you are seeing this, if you want to shoot me the email, let me know your situation. I don't want to get into your business, but if there's anything I can do to help, again, I am nowhere near an electrical engineer or a mechanical engineer, but I'm here to try to help the best I can, however I can. And again, let me know your situation. Maybe I can see if I can talk to some guys at work, and maybe I can see what kind of resources I have available to answer any of your questions that you may have, or whatever it is. I'm not automatically assuming the worst, but when somebody has stuff like that, I like to, if there's something I can do to help, I'll be more than happy to help. I'm not trying to pull a Nevin and try to be narcissistic and be in control. No, it's completely the opposite. So yeah. So here we are. It's been an hour, and I have talked about, I've had book club. I've had Dr. Phil moments. I've talked about, Nevin, and I've talked about Israel and Shad. So there was some Miami content involved. And again, like I said, I was going to go live, but a lot of these things I've had on my mind, a lot of convictions to share, and just give my thoughts and my theories, which cannot be confined into just a little comment. Nobody wants to see war and peace typed out in the comment section. And, I've said it before in the past, this is how I like to communicate. I want you to hear what I'm saying. I want you to see, I want to look at you eye to eye, even though it's virtual. It may not be until next week. It may not be for another 20 minutes. I don't know. But, I just want to give my honest, heartfelt thoughts and comments. And, it is what it is. So again, I can't stress enough. The Gifted Stranger by Mr. Darrell Horn. Porter City. Can you see that? The Rebirth. I try to keep the glare off of it. Porter City, The Rebirth by Mr. Horn. You can get them off the Amazon. Like I said, I want to say it was like $15-20 a book. Spend the money, read the stories. Let Mr. Horn know that you enjoyed it, because I'm telling you, it was good stories. I really enjoyed it. And hopefully, I'm hoping, I don't know if Mr. Horn's going to see this. He I don't know. But if for some reason Mr. Horn catches wind of this, I would like to see what happened to Porter City. I would like to see what became, how did, like kind of a series. And honestly, I'm just saying, my opinion, I think Porter City would make a nice television series. Porter City, the series. Look, with some of the crap that's on TV now, hey, I'll sit there and see what Amir and Ramsey's happen. I'd like to see what happened, But anyway, I digress. Let me get out the fanboy mode of the books. But yeah, again, this has been different. This is you've probably been sitting here thinking, what is going on with this crazy old dude? What has happened? Where is this hellfire and brimstone guy that we all grew up to love? I'm still here. Like I said, it's the off season. You got a lot of good folks out there. Shad, Darrell Paige, Ike and Israel. They're all saying stuff. I don't want to sit here and just keep regurgitating and just reheating the leftovers. Again, Rise of the Fall, episode 21, couple of months away. And yeah, and then the season kicks off August 31st. So, I know it's only February 1st, but I'm going to Dallas. I will be in Dallas and going to watch Miami play SMU. As far as of right now, I'm going, and I would love nothing more than to meet some of y'all if you show up. I mean, I know a lot of you cats, if you're in South Florida, I mean, I don't expect you to go 1,000 miles just to say hello to me. No, I'm just saying, but for you Canes fans, or, if you're not a Canes fan, you go to the game, subscriber to the channel, you want to come and say hello, fine, great. But, I'm not one of those fancy funded channels. Fancy funded, I like that. Where, you have these gatherings, where all the people meet. I'll probably be out there, I'll be out there walking around. So anyway, yeah. Again, I know it's, what's that? 10 months to the day away. No, not 10 months. We're like 9 months. Excuse me. Mathematics. Gotta love it. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, it's like 9 months away. I'm going to be there. I mean, I'm only 6 hours away from 6-7 hours away from Dallas. So yeah, I'm taking that trip, baby. But anyway, I'm done. I'm through. It's been an hour. Thank you if you made it this far. I know y'all are used to the live. I know we're used to hashing things out, but excuse me, with the present climate and circumstances vis-a-vis the CEO, got her over my shoulder watching me with the grandmother passing this week. And like I said, I come out here this evening and just kind of was messing around with some intro possibilities. You saw one of them at the beginning of this, but just playing around with some intro possibilities with some music, because to me, music is a very powerful tool. It's very powerful in the good way. It's also powerful in a bad way. But I don't just pick these songs haphazardly. I like something that's gonna, whatever speaks to me musically, I hope it speaks to you. So anyway, I'm done. I know I said that already, but that's all I got. Thank you so much if you made it this far. And hey, thank you if you fast forwarded this far. Okay. So y'all know how we do it. Peace, love, and soul. Go Canes. We're going to catch y'all next time. I promise you, we are going to have a live show. And to Shad and Ike and Israel. And look, I'm going to catch up with y'all live one day if our work schedules can coincide, Shad. I mean, hey, we're going to do it, man. We are going to do it. So again, just hang in there, y'all. It's the off season. We are going to, the season's going to kick off before you know it. So just enjoy this time right now. Hug somebody you love. And like I said earlier in the broadcast, as a South Coast Cane challenge, when you're out and about, tell somebody, hello, how are you today? Seriously, genuinely, don't be an asshole. Don't be artificial. Don't be superficial. Be genuine and ask them, how are you doing today? And if they tell you, I'm doing good, how are you? Well, thank you for asking. I'm doing fantastic. Or if they tell you, you know what, man, I'm having a rough day and it seems like nobody cares. Thank you for asking me. Here's what I got going on. And listen to that person. Because guess what? One day you may be the person that's having some trials and tribulations and need somebody to listen to. So that's all I'm saying. Let's all be kind to each other. You know, as the song says, let's all join hands and start a love train, because nothing's going to change unless we all do it ourselves, one person at a time. Okay? So anyway, I'm not going to get into my Dr. Phil moment, but yeah, let's all be kind to one another. Let's all understand everybody, one another. And again, treat people how you want to be treated. Okay? We all come with different candy coatings, but inside, we're all just humans.